In this video, we're going to look at strategies for multiplying by the number 9. So here I have a picture of some Unifix cubes, and this first row, the blue row, has 10, and the red stack has only 9 cubes. And you can see that there is a difference of 1 cube from the stack of 10 to the stack of 9. And that's going to be an important idea when you're multiplying by 9, because if you were multiplying by 10, you would move up 1 full decade each time you multiplied. But because 9 is just a little bit less, just 1 less, you're only going to be you won't be moving up a full decade whenever you're multiplying. We'll talk more about that. Here I have a number line, and this number line is counting by tens. So 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40, 10 times 5 is 50, and 10 times 6 is 60. This number line shows the same jumps of 10 at the top, but then at the bottom it shows jumps of 9. Okay, I filled in the multiplication part, so you can see that for each jump of 10, the jump of 9 is just a little bit shorter. So after times 1, there's a space of 1 in between those jumps. So if you think about the top row being like a bigger kangaroo, it takes bigger jumps each time, and the bottom would be a smaller kangaroo. Its jumps aren't quite as big, so it's not going as far. So the difference between each one, you can see, is getting larger. So the bigger kangaroo is able to jump further, and the distance that it's getting farther ahead is greater each time. So here, the difference is 1. Here, the difference is 2. Here, the difference is 3. Here, the difference is 4. Here, the difference is 5. And here, the difference is 6. That leads us to our first strategy. If I take the other factor, remember we talk about the factor that we're multiplying by, that we're using the strategies for, is what I call the boss. So in this case, 9 is the boss. And the boss tells the other factor what to do. So here I'm going to be talking to the 6. So the first strategy is to take that other factor and multiply it times 10, because we know from our other lesson that multiplying times 10, all we do is take that factor and then put a 0 behind it. Then we subtract the other factor, the one that we're working with. So 60 minus 6 is 54. So 9 times 6 is 54. So if you think back to that number line, the difference in the hops, if we've done 6 hops, is 6. So that's where the subtraction part comes in. If I'm multiplying times 3, I take that 3 and multiply it by 10 first. That gives me 30. And then I subtract that factor 3, which gives me 27. So 9 times 3 is 27. Multiply by 10, then subtract that number that you multiplied. If I want to do 9 times 8, take the 8, multiply by 10, subtract a group of 8. So 80 minus 8 is 72. So 9 times 8 is 72. So that's the first strategy that we have. The next strategy has to do with some really cool things about multiples of 9. So I've listed the first 10 multiples of 9 here. And I want you to notice something. The first thing I want you to notice is that the tens place is increasing. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm sorry, increasing, yes. And the ones place is decreasing. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. The other thing I want you to notice is that if I take the digits of the product and add them together, I always get 9. So 0 plus 9 equals 9. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 4 plus 5 equals 9. 5 plus 4 equals 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. 7 plus 2 equals 9. 8 plus 1 equals 9. And 9 plus 0 equals 9. We also have some turnaround type digits, like if you flipped the tens place and the ones place. 45 and 54. 36 and 63. 27 and 72. 18 and 81, and 9 and 90. So there are a lot of really cool things about the nines facts. But the part that's going to help us most right now is this part that tells us that if a number is a multiple of 9, then the sum of its digits will also be 9. So for this strategy, what we need to look at is the other factor. Take that factor and subtract 1. That number is going to go in the tens place of the product. Then we know that 6 plus 3 equals 9, so this 3 has to go in the ones place. So the first thing I did was I took the 7, subtract 1, that gave me 6. That number goes in the tens place. Then I took the 6 and thought about what number can I add to 6 to equal 9. That number's 3. So 3 goes into the ones place because we know that whatever's in the tens place added to the ones place has to equal 9. 6 plus 3 equals 9. If I'm doing 9 times 5, take the 5, subtract 1. That gives me the tens place. I know that 4 plus 5 equals 9. So this 5 is going to go in the ones place. Nine times 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. That goes in the tens place. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 goes in the ones place. Now the final thing that I'm going to show you is kind of a trick, and you can use your hands to help you figure out any of the nines facts. So place your hands in front of you like you see on this picture, and you are counting you're counting each finger, starting from the left to the right, like when you read. So you've got 1 for this finger. This finger is 2, 3, 4. This thumb is 5. This thumb is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, the strategy is whichever number you're multiplying by, you put that finger down. So, in this case, you see that the 4 is down. So, on this side, we have 3 fingers. And on this side, we have 6 fingers. So the answer to 9 times 4 is 30, because there are 3 10s, 6 ones. So you're looking at the finger that's down is the divider. The ones to the left that are sticking up are 10s. Then the ones on the right that are sticking up are 1s. Here's another example. In this example, you can see that the 8 finger is down. So this is showing 9 times 8. The tens place is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The ones place is 1, 2. So 9 times 8 is 72. Okay, you can see that the 6 finger is down, that right thumb. So we're doing 9 times 6. If I look at the tens place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before I get to the folded finger. So 5 goes in the tens place. And over here there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that goes in the ones place. 54. So to review, there are 3 strategies we talked about for multiplying by 9. The first strategy that you can use is to multiply the other factor by 10, then subtract that factor. You can think about the tens place of the product being 1 less than the other factor you're multiplying by, and the ones place is 9 minus that factor. Or you can also use the hands trick. And of course, you can always make yourself a cheat sheet by listing the multiples of 9, which goes pretty quickly when you are listing those, because you can just start 1, 2, oops, sorry, erase that, 2, oops, that doesn't look like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Then you can just count if I'm multiplying by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I hope this lesson was helpful.